How's it going, guys? Alpha here, bringing you my NPL week 5? 4? 5. 5. It's week 5. Our week 5 team builder. And this week, my Rocky Mountain Marowaks take on the Reno Regis and their coach, Eric. Eric is a very good friend of mine, and we always have pretty interesting battles. We've had some hacksy games on both of our ends before. We've had some really creative games. They're usually pretty interesting games. Yeah, we're coming off our second consecutive loss. Now we're 2-2 on the season. Yay. I choked away 2 games in a row. Go me. But yeah, my goal for the rest of the season is to no longer assume a low tier mon is a specific set with no prior knowledge of said set. Because that's what cost me these last 2 games, is assuming 2 mons were mons they weren't. So that kind of fucked me. But anyway, we're shaking those losses off, and we're moving forward. So this week, as you can see, Eric's team is kind of bullshit. Megalopony, Mew, Zapdos, Alolan Muck, Klefki, Donphan, Miss Magius, whatever, Sneasel, Golisopod, whatever, Dragalge, and Magmortar. The top half of his draft is mainly what I'm concerned about. And by top half, I mean Megalopony, Mew, Zapdos, Alolan Muck to a degree, and Sneasel, kinda. That's about it. Golisopod is also kind of a pretty decent check for some of the mons on my team, and that kind of worries me. But, yeah, we've got our work cut out for us this week. For one, he has a Sneasel, so that makes Garchomp's work very, very, very hard to execute. He also has just a lot of really, really fat mons to complement Megalopony. Obviously, Mew, Zapdos, Alolan Muck, Donphan, Golisopod, Dragalge's kind of fat. It's just annoying. But I have to work my way around that, and hopefully we're going to do just that. But starting off, we have I'm just running a calc real quick to see if I have to. I'll do it when I get there. Starting off, we have Rapshark, Garchomp, the kill leader so far this season for the entire league, which is kind of cool, but it's got a work cut out for him this week. 2 mons that naturally outspeed him and pack ice coverage frequently, so that's not good. Anyway, holding the Yachi Berry with Rough Skin, Outrage, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Swords Dance. 140 in attack, 124 in defense, and 244 in speed with a Jolly Nature. I could not go entirely offensive this week because that's the investment I need to be able to take. I hope it was an Adamant Choice Banded Icicle Crash from Sneasel. I hope. Let me just pull that calc up because now I'm doubting myself. Okay, let's see. Sneasel. 50. Oh, that is not Adamant Choice Banded. Yikes. That's not even Adamant. Oh, it is Adamant. I'm guaranteed to take an Adamant Life Orb Icicle Crash. If he's Choice Banded, I don't even take a Jolly Icicle Crash, which is not good. But if he's banded, that allows me, like, free reign with Volcarona, and I feel like he can't afford to do that. Because if he's banded and I just send in Volcarona, he's going to get swept. Or at least, that would be his thought process. So I don't think he can afford to run band. If he does run band, I'll just have to play around it. I have a fucking hip on top. It shouldn't be that hard to deal with. But anyway. I'm saying anyway a lot. Garchomp doesn't have as great of a matchup this week as he has had in the past 4 weeks. Eric has switch-ins to it. Golisopod is a fucking amazing switch into Garchomp, even with Stone Edge. Zapdos is an amazing switch into Garchomp. Mew can switch into Garchomp to a degree. Klefki, if he's not switching into an Earthquake and he's packing Magnet Rise, is a really good check to Garchomp. Donphan can switch into Garchomp. This is not a game that Garchomp's just going to naturally clean up on, but I needed it primarily for the Alolan Muck, and also just because it hits fucking hard regardless of whether you have resists. But that's Garchomp. If I get an SD up, it's kind of a different story. I do OHKO a lot of his mons with the Swords Dance up, but don't want to have to deal with the whole Sneasel thing, so I'm not going to be trying to put a SD up on, like, turn 5. Megalopony, I do take an Ice Punch with the Yachi Berry pretty easily, so that's nice. And like I said, as long as it's not bringing Choice Bandit Sneasel, I'll be able to take an Icicle Crash from it and kill it back, so that's nice. Anyway, next up we have Rabbi Spin, our Hitmontop, making his second appearance of the season, this time in a defensive role. Holding the Assault Vest with Intimidate, Rapid Spin, Mach Punch, Close Combat, and Earthquake. 248 in HP, 252 in defense, and 8 in special defense with an Adamant Nature. This allows me to basically hit Lopunny and Sneasel, particularly. I don't even have to worry about Sneasel, but Lopunny. Pretty much it just allows me to hit Lopunny harder with Mach Punch / close combat, and that's the purpose to that. I need removal this week, and I'm actually bringing 2 forms of removal this week because Volcarona plays a pretty important role in this game. Aside from Alolan Muck, nothing on this team likes to take hits from Volcarona, which is really, really nice. You'll see in a second how my set will hopefully prevent him from fucking destroying my life. But anyway, so we have Rapid Spin because we have to keep hazards off. Didn't have a lot of ways to hit. I don't have any way to hit Zapdos on this set, and that's just because Zapdos is an annoying mon, and I didn't want to pack Stone Edge over Close Combat because Close Combat's really nice. So the Oko on Lopunny hits most of his team pretty hard. Well, no, we're going to bring Stone Edge. I need to be able to hit Zapdos. Yeah. We don't need Close Combat. It's not that important as long as we have Mach Punch around to pick off a low Lopunny or a low Sneasel. I just hope it doesn't come down to like, oh, Hitmontop versus Donphan. That would not be fun. But that's Hitmontop. It's kind of a mixed set. I'm running AV, Max Defense, and Adamant, which is really weird. I just need to be able to ensure that after the Intimidate drop, I'm able to take hits from Lopunny to a degree. I'm able to take hits from Sneasel to a degree, things like that. And AV is because it allows me to take pretty nice hits from pretty much any special attacker he brings except for Mew. Even Dragalge, I could somewhat take Draco Meteor pretty okay, so that's pretty nice. Anyway, next up we have Kana, our top Buffini, holding the leftovers with Misty Surge, Moonblast, Surf, Defog, and Nature's Madness, 252 in HP, 252 in defense, and 4 in special defense with a Calm Nature. I just ran Max this week because there are just so many things on this team that Feeny can wall. The biggest things that threaten Feeny, obviously, are Alolan and Zapdos. Nothing else is too over the top, like, fuck you. I wall Golisopod with this, though, so that's nice. It's a pretty okay check to Lopunny. Doesn't take returns all that great, but Lopunny doesn't want to take a Moonblast, so can't really stay in on me. That's nice. Yeah, I can't really do much to Klefki on this set. I guess I have Surf and Nature's Madness. But it kind of covers most of his team. You know, Magmortar, Nature's Madness hits to chip down Dragalge, and Moonblast can eventually pick it off. Golisopod doesn't really cause much of a problem. I fuck Sneasel up. I can handle Mismagus just because of Nature's Madness. I can pick it off if I get it down to half. Donphan, not all that worried about. It's not a great matchup for Donphan versus Feeny, so that's a pretty good thing. I know it gets Gunk Shot, but doesn't want to take a combination of a Nature's Madness and a Surf, so that's pretty cool. Like I said, Alolan Muck kind of causes a problem. I can't really do anything to it. My best option for that is if it comes down to it and I need to make a sack and Feeny's in, I will click Nature's Madness on it just because I need to get it whittled down, but not the best matchup in the world. And Zapdos obviously fucks my shit up, but getting a Nature's Madness off on it forces him to roost, and that's really nice. Anyway, next up we have Icarus, our Volcarona, holding the Choice Scarf this week with Swarm, Hurricane, Bug Buzz, Fiery Dance, and HP Ground. This is where I wanted to run the calc, so give me just a second. I want to see whether or not I actually need HP Ground, because I'm not entirely sure that I do. Let me just see the calcs on... what the hell was I going to switch it with, though? That's the other issue I was having. Something came into my mind, and now... Oh, I was going to see if I wanted Giga Drain, but then I really can't touch Dragalge. You know what? I'm going to keep it. We're going to keep HP Ground. Anyway, so this is kind of an interesting set because I'm not running a Quiver Dancing, Roosting Volcarona like I have in weeks past. I needed this set to outspeed Lopunny. It allows me to basically get the speed tier as long as he's not running a Scarfer, but I could see a Scarf Mismagus or a Scarf Sneasel, definitely. Not really a Scarf Sneasel. That would be a little bit unnecessary, I think. But definitely a Scarf Mismagus is a possibility. A Scarf Magmortar is a possibility, although I don't really see Magmortar coming. Here's the thing with this set. Because I'm not running Quiver Dance, Alolan Muck walls me to fuck all and back. But if I do lock myself into Fiery Dance and he doesn't bring Magmortar, I kind of have a field day on this team. Fiery Dance is my fucking godsend for me. The biggest thing to note is that if I have terrain up, Clef Key can't paralyze me, so that's really great. And if I get the +1 with a Scarf, I 2-hit KO his entire team except for Alolan Muck, which is really nice. And if I'm locked into Fiery Dance, odds are I'll continue to get boosts, and eventually Alolan Muck no longer causes a problem. The only thing is that Alolan Muck does like 60% to me with knockoff if he's like invested, so that's kind of an issue. And if he knocks off my Scarf, we have a real problem. But I gotta protect the Scarf because this thing is really, really good for taking out Lopunny. An uninvested Lopunny, or at least a very, very not very invested Lopunny, I guess what I'm trying to say, does not take a Hurricane. It's 104 min to a no bulk Lopunny or like a 4 bulk Lopunny. He can't afford to run too much bulk on it unless he wants to run a less offensive variant, because I do have Jolteon, I do have Tornadus. He has to check all of his bounds or he will be kind of fucked. He doesn't want to fuck up a speed creep, basically. So, that's Volcarona. I have HP Ground just because, like I said, I was considering Giga Drain, but I don't really need it. Giga Drain would be nice for the Donphan, and I guess, yeah, pretty much just the Donphan, really. But I need HP Ground to be able to effectively hit Dragalge, to be able to effectively hit Magmortar, to be able to well, I guess I have Hurricane to hit Magmortar and Dragalge, but, you know, HP Ground's a little bit more safe, just a little bit. So that's gonna be nice. I have but like I said, this is a massive, massive opportunity for Volcarona. And I don't even need Quiver Dance. Like I said, if I get to a point where I can safely lock myself into Fiery Dance, or hell, if I get to a point where I'm low on health and I can safely lock myself into Bug Buzz, Volcarona puts in massive work. The modest nature, 140 in speed, guarantees me to outspeed Mega Lopunny. I'm not calculating to outspeed any Scarfs because most of his common Scarfers, with the exception of Magmortar, would be above my speed tier, so there wasn't any reason to Scarf me, or speed creep that. The bulk is nice because it allows me to take a couple of hits. Volcarona is still not the bulkiest mon around, but I can take a few hits, so that's nice. And like I said, if I can just lock myself into those middle two moves, I can really do a lot of work, and I could catch him off surprise. I could catch him by surprise with the Lopunny if he doesn't know I'm Scarf yet. I could easily take care of him with Hurricane, which is really, really nice. So yeah, that's Volcarona. Next up we have Babylon or Mega Aggron. Holding Aggronite was 30. Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, and Stone Edge. 248 in HP, 252 in defense, and 8 in special defense with a impish nature. I needed a max defense this week because I needed to chew Mega Lopunny high jump kicks, and this is the only way that I can do that. I have 3 very, very physically bulky mons this week because I need to chew Mega Lopunny high jump kicks. I do have 2 resists as well, which is pretty nice, but still Mega Lopunny is terrifying. Stealth Rocks are really good for his team, with the exception of like Mega Lopunny and Klefki, and I guess Donphan. But it whittles down Zapdos, which is kind of a huge problem for my team, and it whittles down Sneasel, it whittles down Golisopod. It's nice for smaller chip on Mew, for smaller chip on Dragalge and Donphan. Donphan takes very little damage from rocks, but that's okay. Alolan Muck, it puts things into range for other mons, which is really good. Stone Edge is there because that's the only way I was going to be able to hit Zapdos. I didn't want to pack Stone Edge, but I needed it. It also allows me to hit a couple other things. The Light Spot, the most notable of them. The other 2 moves I had are resisted. Earthquake is there to be able to hit the likes of Olomuck and Dragalge and Magmortar. And Heavy Slam just for stab. It doesn't really do a lot against this team. He has a lot of resist to Steel, but I needed it for just, stab, just to be comfortable with what I'm doing. We'll see how it goes. It's not Mega Aggron shouldn't be too big of a factor this game, except for just chewing high jump kicks. I do a shit ton of damage back to him with Heavy Slam against Mega Lopunny, so that's really nice. But yeah, it was just I needed that really, really defined physical wall this week, and that's what we ended up having with Mega Aggron. And Tapu Fini for that matter, and also to a degree Hitmontop, but that's how life works sometimes. Next up we have Elias, our Tornadus Therian, holding the Life Orb with the Generator, knock off U-turn, Hurricane and Taunt. This time I'm not changing its fucking set. Every time I change its set, it fucks me over. This time I'm running a max attack variant because I don't need the investment in Hurricane to OHKO the mons I'm trying to OHKO with it, and I need to be able to hit harder with the knockoff and U-turn. Taunt is there because I don't want things like Mew and Alolan Muck and Zapdos and Klefki and what else? Miss Magus to a degree, and Yeah, pretty much those mons. I don't want them being able to do shenanigans things. Rock polishing with Mew, nasty plotting, sword dancing, baton passing. I don't want nasty plotting Miss Mages to deal with. I don't want to deal with cursing Alolan Muck. I don't want to deal with Zapdos defogging away my hazards or also baton passing. I don't want to deal with Klefki T-Waves and Klefki things. Just not my cup of tea. Also, I can't touch Klefki on this set, so that's kind of awkward, but at least I could taunt it. And by taunted, I mean I can taunt it if it's coming in, which he can't really do until he confirms that I don't have Heat Wave, which is nice, but that's Tornadus, and that's the team this week. I'm not really confident in this team just because Mega Lopunny and Mew are so fucking scary, but this is what I have. This is my primary Mew answer, too, is Tornadus Therian, which is not all that comforting. But it's what I have. If you guys like the video, that's all I have, guys. If you guys like the video and want to share your support, be sure to hit that like button and your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, remember to subscribe and drop us today. No video, share, video, carrying time on Twitter, be stuff, you know, just comment at. So go ahead and contact me, and sometimes it's kind of funny. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will speak to you soon. Peace out.